Hey, what's up guys? John here. California is this close to offering reparations throughout the entire state. And they say that they haven't been this close since the end of the Civil War. Historic report lays out a case to compensate descendants of slaves in California. Now, I'm definitely not going to take any position on this, but what I am going to do is lay out the framework, what it's going to cost taxpayers, business owners, landlords, property owners, and everyone inside of the state, so that way they can make up and form their own opinion based on this fact. So here's how it works. California, their reparations could include housing, tuition, grants, right? And so here's what happens. Their recommendation aims to not only address specific instances of violence prior to harm, but also to support future generations of Black Californians, right? The proposed Office of Freedom, Education, and Social Services would offer free tuition, so that would obviously, nothing is free in this world, taxpayers would have to pay for this, right? Or the schools would get some type of tax credit or something like that. In private K through 12 education and those pursuing higher education, also ensure that school curriculum reflects a more expansive discussion of the experiences of Black Californians in a way that's accurate and honest. So it's going to be a big change in curriculum, which some parents might love. Some parents might really, really love this, so much so that they move to California. But there could be a lot of people that simply say, you know what, I've had enough of this, this narrative. I'm going to be leaving the state, no doubt about it. I'm not going to be coming here, and we're not going to be residing and putting my kids into that classroom. So there could be a lot of people leaving the state. However, here's where things get really, really crazy for business owners. So if you don't know this, Los Angeles and California are the worst states to run a business per Yelp, because they are the states and cities that offer the most businesses closed, right? So the task force proposed was raising the minimum wage, so basically pushing off the cost of raising the minimum wage onto the business owner. So if you have a lot of cities and states, or a lot of cities in California, and the state of California offering more business closures than anywhere else, and then you're increasing the minimum wage, that is probably going to be a bad thing for business owners. Business owners probably will say, you know what, either I'm going to hire less employees, or I'm just not going to keep the business open. And requiring health benefits and paid time off. So how much are health benefits? A lot of people, they don't know this. Health benefits are roughly, this is 2019 numbers, so $6,000. So if we just say the employee works 40 hours a week, 52 weeks a year, right? No time off, no sick leave. The employee is just perfect. They show up every single day. They work 40 hours a week. Let's say that, right? And most employees, they just simply won't do that. They'll show up late. They'll call out occasionally. They'll have issues, right? It's 2,080 hours of total workable hours per year, right? And if the cost is $6,000 a year, it's an extra $2.80 raise per employee. That's the cost for the business owner. So if there's an increased minimum wage and an extra $2.80 per employee, right? And there's also paid time off, you could have an employee that was maybe making $16 or $17 an hour. Now that business owner might be paying $24 or $25 an hour for that same employee, when all those other factors are taken into consideration. Then we factor in the inflation and the problems that business owners are already currently going through. This could be a real big problem for the small business owners in the state of California, a very big problem. And they go on to say that on other workplace protections in agriculture, hospitality, food, domestic industries, where there are a large number of Black workers, but fewer worker protections, right? Black Californians seek reparations would be able to file a claim through the Reparations Tribunal, Redress Administration, the proposed arm of the reparations process that would accept or deny a request. If we have 14% of all California renters not paying rent right now, a whopping 678,000 households, this is March, so this is 2 months old, 2.5 months old, we're probably around 700,000 tenants in the city of Los Angeles that are currently not paying rent. So what I believe we are likely going to be seeing here, if you have the state of California sitting on $100 billion in surplus, and they're already out there acquiring hard assets, such as multifamily property, to combat affordable housing. And then what we have here is their pursuance of housing grants. It would very much make sense to me that the state could see value in buying up distressed property and then repositioning these properties to offer housing grants, right? Really positioning the state as one that's going to be the one solving this this inequality in this state, right? So I believe what we're going to be seeing here is we're going to see massive changes come throughout the entire state of California. I think we're going to start to see a lot of businesses simply fold. Business owners, for the most part, they're not out there like greedy capitalists like a lot of people, would imagine, or like the media would imagine. What essentially happens in most cases is that you have a solopreneur that has maybe like one little helper, or they have one business owner that has 2 or 3 employees. They're really just trying to make the community a better place. They're not out there making, millions of dollars or getting rich, but they're just out there pursuing their dream. You're going to have a lot of these business owners that are going to have to close up shop if their costs are going up just with their own material products, and, insurance costs, everything's going up, and their labor costs are going up, everything is going up. It's probably going to be a challenging economic environment for which they can operate their business. And what I also think is likely going to happen here is that the more distress that comes into the market, the more opportunity it's going to be for greedy investors, real capitalists that are going to run out there and say, you know what, you got all of this distress in this market, I'm going to start buying. And they're going to start going out there buying up all of these properties. This is the moment that these, smart and savvy investors are waiting for. One in which there are opportunities where there's going to be mass distress. And a place like California with great climate, California has a lot going for it. And some things not going great for it, but California is going to offer that perfect opportunity for a bunch of private equity firms and hedge funds to run out there and acquire these distressed properties from these small mom and pop business owners and these small property owners. It's going to be an unfortunate situation, I think, for a lot of property owners, but I'm curious as to what do you think? Do you think that this reparations movement that they're pushing for, this I believe is very likely going to happen. They've been talking about this for a very long time. And Gavin Newsom, he's got a very trustworthy face. You can look at him and you can just look into his eyes and you realize that this guy probably wants to do some real value, right? Like, he's really trying to help people. He just purchased 5,000 apartments from mom and pop landlords that were in distress over the last 2 years due to everything that's happened in that state. And so he really wants to go out there and start, helping these people by giving them checks for their buildings and their property. But what do you think? Do you think that this is a good thing? Do you think that this actually levels the playing field or helps people? Or do you think that this is a big power grab? I'm really curious. I'm definitely not going to take any type of position on this. Definitely not. But the facts are the facts. What do you think? Drop it below. This is what they want to do. This is how they want to fund it. And let's talk about this. Also, subscribe here. And if you want to learn about real estate, you want to make money online, make money on YouTube, you need help with your credit, you want to buy real estate when the market changes, like I guarantee a lot of people are going to be doing in California next year, next 6 months, cashnow.video. And then also subscribe to my second channel. It's going to be an interactive show and a podcast starting this upcoming week. LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, everything on social media. All my social media platforms are up in the banner. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.